And another thing that helps in both tanking and also mostly in 1v1s is solo stunning. Like, you see me use it all the time, and I'm literally, while I'm PKing, counting down in my head so I know exactly when they're going to get unstunned, and my main strategy is to re-stun them the second they get unstunned so they can't do anything, and I end up with like 15 seconds of playtime while they're stunned. But before I had higher soul force, I only had like a 3 second stun. I think it was 2 or 3 seconds on my soul of stunning, which is, pitiful. But that's what a +5 rank 8 psychic has that's at level 100. And it's still something you can work with, because what I would do back then was the exact same thing I do, minus the nasty spark in the middle. So I would be White Voodoo tanking, and then the second they get Soul of Stunning, I would cast Black Voodoo Earth Vector, and it just barely fit in. The timing worked out perfectly. And then when I first refined my weapon to +10, the timing went up from like 3 to 5 seconds, and that really messed with my timing. Like, I had gotten so used to that beautiful 3 second combo where I could switch to Voodoo and restun. Um, but yeah, like, learn your stun time as a psychic, and if it's in a 1v1, know how to abuse it, know how to trick people into attacking you when you want them to. And another thing you can do is, if you're fighting a class that only has physical damage, you want them to worry about the stunning, so you cast it, but then you use physical immune on your psychic will, which will give you 8 to 10 seconds of physical immunity, which means they can't tick the soul of stunning somehow. And then that'll mean your soul of stunning is more cooled down. So say they use something like Fortify, right? Fortify has a 30-second cooldown on it. So the idea is, if they have a 30-second cooldown to block soul of stunning, and your soul of stunning has a 30-second cooldown, as long as they can't immediately tick your stunning, then you're going to be safe, because what's happening is, if I make it so I only need 15 more seconds to cool down my stunning before they hit me, then they hit me and they use their Fortify, right? So their Fortify's in a 30-second cooldown, but 15 seconds later, they need 15 seconds more to gain their Fortify again, and I have my Soul of Stunning already finished its cooldown. So that's one way you can trick people into attacking you. The other thing is just knowing when they're going to hit you and not casting it at all. And then, like, the second you see them, especially if they channel something long, just throw it down right then. And in ganking, it's really nice if you kite away from a group, and then you know there's certain DDs that are more problematic than others, whether it be a Sin or an Archer or like a long range class, because when you kite away from the melee classes, they're going to be the ones hitting you. So if you save your stunning for when you get away, then you'll be able to stun the annoying one, and then for me, that's 10 seconds of one less person to deal with. And so that's, it can help a lot. So I mean, Soul of Stunning combined with Soul of Silence and White Voodoo is really what makes the Psychic so difficult to kill end game. And not gonna lie, there are so many ways around them. But yeah, as you can see what I just did in the video here, this is another thing that is very important when it comes to PKing, canceling your skills. You should never just PK. You should actively be looking at their buffs and debuffs and knowing when not to use your skill. The biggest thing you'll see is that when people do 1v1s or something like that, like alright, if you watch a BM and a BM fight each other, it's all about who uses their will better, because that's 15 seconds of anti-stun, and you'll see a BM go and try and roar on this other BM who has the will on, and it's like, your stun just failed. And then sometimes they're even really bad and they cast Drake Bash after it, and then they've just lost like a spark plus, maybe like 135 chi or something like that, and they haven't even stunned their opponent. It's like, really knowing how. And so as you can see there, I canceled my vector. The biggest issue for Psychics, however, is the fact when I do my full kill combo with the Spark, Cloud Erupt, Tide Spirit, my channeling's at 90%, and that's only like a 1-second channel to begin with. So if I cast Earth Vector, I pretty much can't cancel it, because that's how fast it is. So be aware of that, and just, be very careful. And I think in this fight, his buffs ran out. Like, we both started with, I think, more buffs than he had, but right now he still has the HP and magic defense buff, which are the most annoying of the buffs anyway, but I somehow managed to pull that off. But yeah, it kind of stunk that he lost his buffs there. Anyways, so, stunning, and I covered that, and defense charms are like a given. If you are a PKer, you should have defense charms. If you're a melee class, you should have magic defense charms, and you should never go anywhere without them. especially if you're an assassin. If you're a mage class, whether that be cleric, psychic, wizard, mystic, whatever it is, physical defense charms are a must, and magic defense charms are a must whenever you're fighting somebody who's sparking against you. Like, when I see wizards demon spark try to kill me, then I throw down magic defense like crazy. I mean, I put it down. I'm using them anyways, the whole time, just to reduce the damage I take, but especially when you need it. Another thing is, if you are a Sage Psychic, PKing is really kind of a fight for chi, because what it comes down to is you can build chi really, really fast, and you can almost do like 3 level 89 sparks in a row if you use white tea really cheaply. So I mean, if you go from full chi and you spark Cloud Erupt and then build, say, you'd need to build another spark, but then you use your Sage skill, so you only need to build 50 chi, and if you proc on your Spirit Blast Sage, then you're already up to 3 sparks, and you can even spark the second your first spark runs out. Then you throw down a white tea, and all you have to do is build 1 more spark, and you can spark again. And spam sparking is really what Sins do, and it freaks people out when Psychics do it, and it's really how you can burn your enemy cooldowns. For example, when people see me spark, they have to deal with it somehow. You do not sit there and let somebody who's sparked, especially rank 9, just hit you. So they'll use AD, and then you'll use Iron Guard, or they'll spark themselves and then do whatever. By abusing the fact that you can build chi really, really fast, you can spark and burn their cooldowns. And then really the key is building chi as fast as possible, so that you can continually burn that, and then once you've burned all their stuff, you need to just get your stun combo in and then go for a kill. It's really hard on tank classes, especially like Seekers, as you can see, but it's doable. So if you're a Sage Psychic, abuse the chi. If you're a Demon Psychic, don't worry about your chi, worry about your crit rate. That's all you have to do, because between Demon Tide and Demon Landslide, you can have just insane crits, and then if you do them right, if you combine it with your single spark, they might not even get their chance to AD. And but yeah, Demon Spark plus Tide Spirit is like you having amp damage, and like with a plus 12 rank 9 weapon and a Demon Psychic, you would have approximately 40 something magic attack, 40k, and then you'd also have a crit rate in the 40s, yeah, I mean 30 to 40s. And then of course if you proc your Landslide, you can get it up to like, I think in that, theoretically, you can get it up into the 60s or 70s, maybe more. I'm not entirely sure about that, but yeah. Sage Psychic, abuse your Chi build. Demon Psychic, abuse your crit rate. And I think that covers most of the things, except for Diminished Vigor as endgame. The more endgame you go, like the Seeker I'm fighting right now is full plus 12 rank 9 with Jades, and then, the Nirvana Capes and Cube Neck, and it's ridiculous defense. And even Sparked, if you don't get crits, you pretty much can't kill them between a charm tick. That's just how unfortunate endgame gear is. So you have to use your Diminished Vigor to slow down their charm. Whether you're Demon or Sage get the 14 instead of the 13, whatever, but always have it on, especially endgame. As you can see, I slack on using it a lot, but I'm getting better. I'm using it a lot more now. And the last thing, when it comes to being a Psychic, if you really, really want to play it safe, you can pretty much try and tank anybody you want with White Voodoo and all your stuns and seals and immunities. But when it comes to PKing, especially in 1v1s, it's all about how much you can gamble. Like, I die so many times because I went for the kill, and I mean, that's your own choice. Like, it's so hard endgame with the amount of defense people have to actually kill them. Like, you have to go Black Voodoo, and if you're going Black Voodoo, that means you're killable. Like, you go from unkillable to killable in one cast. And so you have to learn how to gamble, and when you do gamble, how do you capitalize on it? For example, like, when I'm getting ganked by a lot of people, I throw down my Black Voodoo only when I am in Pengu Essence, which means I have 8 seconds of 100% immunity to everything short of Absorb Soul. And so yeah, I mean, if you're a psychic, it's all about gambling. And as you can see here, this is the last fight we had. He had buffs on me, but I managed to kill him. I think he might have been taking it easy on me. So yeah, those are my tips for PKers, especially psychics. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave a comment or send me a message. See you guys.